everyone, this is Kiwiji, and first I want to say thank you to 2,000 subscribers. I'm completely blown away, and I have made like a thank you section kind of thing, but that's gonna be in the monthly vlog. Like that's when I actually found out about it and totally went ballistic about it. But just to, in case one or the other, in case the monthly vlog doesn't come out before this one, I just want to say thank you again for 2,000 subscribers. And the next thing is, this is gonna be my third Q&A video, but this time, instead of releasing a video on YouTube, I decided to go on Instagram and ask people who followed me there questions that they would like me to answer in this Q&A video. So here's my phone. I'm going to have to look at this and answer the questions here, and I've got some pretty interesting questions, so I'm pretty excited about this. So let's just get into it. So Tis V, that's a really nice name, Tis V, asked, what was the best and worst art advice you've ever given and gotten? Truthfully, honestly speaking, I don't really give out a lot of art advice. I don't really think that I'm qualified. People don't usually ask me for art advice, mostly as artist alley advice. I guess the best art advice I've ever gotten and given is just practice, but also study things the way things are. You know, that means you can't get out of going to an occasional life drawing class, or like getting a bunch of cloths and scrunching them up and studying how they pinch and fold and all that stuff like that. So honestly, it's probably just practice. You can't get out of practicing, and you can't just you can't just draw for the, I mean, you can draw and you can draw the same thing over and over again, but you're not really improving unless you're pushing yourself to draw something you don't really you're not really good at, because the only way you can get better at drawing something that you're not good at is probably just practicing, really. So I don't really know what else to say for this question. I'm sorry if this question is not I didn't give a good answer to this question. It's a little bit of a tough question. Wow, I started off with a really tough question. Okay, alright. So the second question is from Kiran is the best, and it's, how long have you played Love Live School Idol Festival? Wow, reaching on nearly 3 years I've played Love Live School Idol Festival. I started in probably about nearly 3 years. That's about it. Yeah, nothing else to that. Alright, the next question from It's Karen Ayo. I hope I pronounced that right. Which is, don't delete that. Which is, what is your favorite part about doing cons and artist alleys? Definitely the thing that I love most about artist alleys and doing conventions and stuff is meeting people. Yeah, it's not like, it's like, you know, selling your own stuff and selling the things that you work hard at. That's a good plus as well. But a convention is never really it's not a good convention unless there are like good people there, and like you meet all these like nice and lovely people, and you share your interests with them, you share your art with them, you just share a big part of yourself with them. And I think that's honestly the best part about doing conventions and artist alleys, is like putting this version of yourself out there and having it just like be accepted so readily by this welcoming and open community. And I love the people at conventions. I honestly think that like you could go to like the busiest convention ever, but like if all those people just kind of walk past your table and not really say anything. I've been slouching the whole time, now I'm sitting up. You can go to the busiest convention in the world, but if all those people just kind of walk past your table and say nothing, you don't really gain anything out of the experience, and you're just gonna be bored. So yeah, it's the people. It just has to be the people. The fourth, fifth, sixth question, all asked by Kamo's Creative Corner. And one of them says important, so I guess I have to answer it. God, Kamo. It's how does one... Question number 1, important. That's what it says here, important. How does one attain such beauty in both personality and art? For making me say this out loud and knowing Kamo's Creative Corner personally, I just want you to go fuck yourself. Thank you. Thank you so much for liking me as a person and liking my art. That's it. Whatever, moving on from that. Question number 5 from Kamo's Creative Corner. What is your favorite part of digital art as compared to traditional art? Speaking from someone who doesn't really do a lot of traditional art, I used to do a lot of sketching on paper and then scanning it in and then drawing over it. That's what I used to do before I got my Wacom Cintiq. But my favorite part of digital art will always be like the shading, like shading stuff, coloring stuff, adding like different color palettes to the piece and just layers and layers upon art, like layers and layers of color on top of the art piece. I mean, you could do that in traditional as well, it's just that like it just takes a lot more effort and skill, and I definitely don't have enough experience in this area to really say. And I guess my favorite part about digital art is probably the undo button. Like, I swear to God, like, yeah, I just have my fingers on the undo button on my tablet just all the time, and it's just, yeah, I'm sorry, traditional art. I should probably work on it more. Random question number 6. What was your favorite, from Kamo's Creative Corner, what was your favorite subject in school? Besides art, my favorite subject in school was history. Also mathematics and physics. But no, history was very up there. I'm a huge history nerd, and I really enjoyed learning about stuff, and I really, I'm a little bit rusty, so don't ask me what my favorite historical era is, you know, like, I mean, learning about World War II is probably what everyone learns about in high school, and it is probably like the most in-depth sort of thing everyone goes into. I always really enjoyed learning about Prohibition in America because of all like the speakeasies were like kind of like the secret aesthetic of mine that I really enjoyed learning about. And it was such a short chapter in my history class, just the fashion and the whole aesthetic of speakeasies, like I really enjoyed that. So yeah, history is cool. History is really, really cool. The eighth question, how many questions have there been? No, the seventh question. The seventh question is from Sopun Art, and it's Malaysian things you miss when you're in the UK. God, the thing I miss the most would probably be the food. Yeah, I really love the food. I miss food, like, you know, like Malaysian hawker style like hawker stall food. You can't replicate that very well in the UK, no matter how many places have tried. So definitely the food. And we're talking about like not very broad Malaysian things. If we're talking about just things in general, I miss my dog. Like, my dog is Malaysian and she is here, and I miss her so much when I'm in the UK. So food, definitely. The 8th question, it's your boy Neon. I get it now. I had a really tough time reading that. I've seen it around and like I've seen Neon around in like streams and stuff, but like the name didn't really click until I said it out loud, which is, what inspired you to start drawing? Would you believe me if I said it was OC canon garbage, original characters and canon characters? It was just garbage. Would you believe me if it was that? And it's still one of the things that I enjoy writing in my spare time now. I love OC canon stuff. I love it to death. I started drawing, I mean, like, my first fan fictions ever were all OC canon related things, and they were all, I made a video about that, about me reacting to those old fan fictions. But yeah, those were all OC canon related fan fictions. And when I started actually drawing, the first couple of pieces I put on DeviantArt were Avatar The Last Airbender stuff, which was really cool, but I was too cowardly to insert my original character in the place of the canon character that I really had a crush on, which was Theo, the boy in the wheelchair that appears in one obscure episode and a couple of obscure episodes in the finale. And I was too scared to put my original character with him in drawing, so I put Toph in there instead. And yeah, those were like probably my first few drawings on DeviantArt, and a lot of them were copied. Yeah, I would copy the pose from pieces I saw, and it's just really old, and I didn't know how to draw. I traced a lot, but probably my biggest push was actually getting into Dragon Age, which is why Dragon Age is one of my most beloved game franchises of all time. It was the first time having an original character was good, because the Warden, the character you play, you put yourself into the RPG. It's an RPG game, so you are the character you put yourself in. And for the first time, I was in a community where people could make comics about their own OC, and people would like it and read it and applaud it, and it was like, give us more. And I actually made a whole bunch of dumb comics about my OC, my Warden version character, and that's when my art really started. Not well, it was still garbage, but I definitely started drawing more when I got into Dragon Age, because I loved the game so much. I still love the game to this day, and it was just such a fun time. I met so many lovely people. I don't really speak to them much now, except one person, except two people really, that has stuck with me for like the past 8 years, which is great. But yeah, Dragon Age, and then just drawing from there, and then my art still sucked, and then continued to suck until my first convention, where, as I probably said the story a million times already, where I thought I could do really well with my shit art, went, had a terrible time, ignite the competitive spirit in me, and was like, you know what, I could beat this, I could do better than this, I'm gonna beat what I did this year, next year at the same convention, and that's what I did, and that's pretty much how life went after that. The ninth question, I got so many questions! That's why I'm trying to answer these as fast as I can. The ninth question is from Sarah Q, who is my one of my closest friends from uni, which is, what is your favorite part of London? And please, PS, please come back. I am coming back as fast as I can. God, I'm trying really hard. And my favorite part of London has to be Angel, where I lived, and where I lived for a really long time. I love the area there. I love the canal next to my house. I loved walking along there. I love watching all the dogs swim in the canal and then climbing out the little balls in their mouth and then just shaking around because they're all wet. And I love the high street. I loved the cinema. I just loved everything about it, and my favorite part of London has to be Angel. The next question is from Kidurarara, who is like my art. The next question is from Kidurarara, and there's 3 Ras, and it is actually related to her in a way, because it's what motivates you to draw. Everything here and everything there motivates me to draw. It's a cheesy answer, but it's the answer that's probably is the most truthful one. Not saying that all the other questions all the other answers were lies, but it's just the fact that all these people represented by their art on the wall are all people that I've met, and they are my peers, and they are my friends, and they are also kind of my rivals. So rivals in a way, in a healthy way. But it's like you guys are all amazing, fantastic people, every single one of you on this wall, and I am proud and I am happy to be part of this community that is the Artist Alley community, just all Artist Alley communities and everything. And this is so cheesy, but it's all of you that make me want to keep drawing, make me want to keep improving, because you guys are improving every single day. I want to improve every single day too, so I can continue standing on the same stage that we have, which is Artist Alleys and everything. And you guys have no idea how much your art is a huge inspiration to me. Just all of you, all you people. Alright. The next question is from Lucy Spirit Art, is what cons do you plan to do next year? I kind of consider years from September to September like a school year, like an idiot. So from September to September, hopefully the next convention I will be doing is Comic Fiesta in Malaysia. But after that, during the convention season in May, I really want to do Dokomi. That's a con in Germany. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. I really want to try that one. MCM London, that's a definite. I'm skipping Yorkshire Cosplay Con this year because last year, well, I don't know, I haven't decided yet because this time it's on my birthday and it would be really cool to go. But last Yorkshire Cosplay Con was quite disappointing, and I say that as someone who has really supported Yorkshire Cosplay Con through all like the little knickknacks and problems that came up over the last 2 years. I don't know. I'm still on the fence about Yorkshire Cosplay Con. Every time I say I'm not going, I get a little sad thinking about it. SunnyCon, that's confirmed. I got my table last July, and I'm looking so forward to going back. Maybe this time I'll go to the SunnyCon boat party. Who knows? Japan Expo. I know, Gia, why would you go back to the con which you said was one of the worst cons you went to last year? I mean, like last convention season, but I want to try again. You know, I'm incredibly competitive as a person, and I just want to do better all the time. And this time I'll be bringing along some people who speak French on my behalf. So that would be Sarah Q, the person I mentioned before, who asked me a question about my favorite part of London. Like, I'll be bringing her along because she speaks French, so she'll be coming along and she'll be doing some work for me, because oh my god, I was so lost and just so Japan Expo is definitely on the list. What's after that? Hyper Japan. Really loved Hyper Japan, so I'm definitely going back, even if it's insane 9 AM to 9 PM hours. I think I was so blindingly tired by the end of it. I was just like going a little bit insane, but it was nice to be in like a little circle of all my friends in one place, so I'm definitely looking forward to something like that again. What's the next one after that? Is Manchester MCM. I definitely want to do that. That was a nice kind of finisher con before I left. And after that, hopefully, if I get in this time, would be AFA. No, sorry, not AFA. AMG Malaysia. That happens in August. So hopefully I'll be getting into that next time. So yes. And wow, that's ironic. I didn't plan this at all. Lucy Spirit Art says, I love your videos. I saw you at Yorkshire Con, but I was too scared to say hi. This is after I say that I'm not coming back to Yorkshire Cosplay Con. Oh god, just the pain. But just there's only one thing that I think is a redeeming quality of Yorkshire Cosplay Con, and it'll probably be the only reason why I would go back, is the people that I met when I was there, and that's probably really it. Just the friends, you know. And I had such a good time when I was there. I definitely had like a really good time with my Airbnb crew. So hopefully they might still take me if I make a last minute decision to go. But thank you so much. I'm really glad you love my videos, and next time you're at a convention that I'm at, please say hi. I'm really chill person. There are so many questions. Okay. The next one is from Unknown Sushi, which is, how do you push through a large piece once you've lost drive after the initial excitement for the sketch? Just do it. I mean, it's a toughie. It's a toughie. If you really don't like the sketch that you have, I say scrap it and just sketch it again, because it's probably something in the sketch that's not exciting you. Because usually for me, it's the finished sketch and the excitement of what it could be. Both of those things is what would drive me to finish it. I hope this doesn't sound strange, but if you've lost excitement after the sketch, you probably don't have a very exciting sketch, because to me, the sketch and what it could be is what usually drives me to finish my pieces. It's both of them together. So there's no harm in resketching. If anyone's ever seen Hana Natsu on YouTube, fantastic, fabulous artist. If anyone's ever watched her speed paints, she changes the pose 50 billion times before she starts lining. Sometimes she even changes it when she's finished lining it. But like, you know, there are 100 and 1,000 billion ways to draw one thing. You don't have to be settled on the first thing that you draw. So don't be afraid to just resketch, just throw it away and just try it again, because you can always go back, maybe like resketching it again and finding out that the one that you drew is the best one. You know, like at least you've got like all these other doubts out of your head, and now you've rebuilt excitement for the sketch that you have. But yeah, that's about it. That's all I can say, I guess. The next one is from Reckling Turtle. I've lost count how many questions there are. That's why I've immediately stopped asking, like numbering the questions. Which is, what is the most impactful thing that you've learned about yourself while selling at conventions? That I'm probably a lot more sociable than I give myself credit for. There's one thing that I don't do very well, which is give myself credit, and I think that's a mood right there and then. Just yeah, you know, people rarely give themselves credit for what they do. You know, it's a nice, and that's usually the nicest people. You know, like humble and kind and sweet. No one wants to hang out with a cocky as fuck bastard. No, that's too mean. Like, you know, just when I say there's a difference between confident and cocky, like cocky is just like they don't know what they're talking about, and it's just really like frustrating. And confident is like people who know that they're good and can prove that they're good. I'm just talking about like the cocky people who like talk as if they know and they don't actually know. Moving on from that, there's a small part of me that always, there's not a small part, but there's a reasonable big chunk of myself that always, you know, says that I'm a little bit of an introvert, and you know, I'm not very good at meeting people, or just, you know, social gatherings scare me. That's a really strange thing to say considering what I love to do as a hobby. But probably the thing that I learned the most about doing conventions is like I just realized that I'm a little bit more, again, not giving myself credit, I am sociable, more sociable than I give myself credit for. You know, I love meeting people, I love meeting new artists, I love making new friends. All of these are still true. It's probably because of the setting that I'm in. You know, conventions, we're all geeks, we're all nerds. That's you've got nothing to lose, and it's probably the atmosphere that helps a lot. But one of the things that I like, you know, the other thing that I really should give myself credit for is I have been told multiple times that I am a gigantic big bundle of energy. As my friend Nonny B says, I am a she said this to me 2 years ago when we first met, is that she never met anyone who was more full of energy than I was, and that touched me so much. I just love the atmosphere of cons, and that pushes my adrenaline, and I'm hardly ever negative when I'm there. You know, I'm always looking on the positive side, and sometimes I can be a little bit realistic, but most of all it's mostly positive. I've gotten a little bit out of topic here, but the most impactful thing that I learned about myself is just mostly that I'm not as bad as I say that I am. There are a lot of things about me that are actually good than what I give myself credit for. God, that got a little bit therapeutic there for a second. Okay, so the next question is from T.E.Su, which is, what did you do when you've only started? Do you see any progress since those times? Do you plan on doing something big? Something big like your own comic or animation, or both? I am not an animator. I don't think I'll ever be an animator. I think I'll be really shit at animating, so I'll probably not animate, but I do have my own comic. I can't think of any artist friend of mine that doesn't have any kind of story building up in their head. I think it's natural for like us artists to have this kind of original story in our head, whether it's a big one or whether it's a small one. It's just, you know, it's nothing. I mean, just the whole idea of expressing your story, your world, your imagination with your art is one of the blessings that we have as artists. And if you're talking about strictly convention speaking, I will put a picture up here somewhere, but it's like, you know, the progress of when I first started being a convention artist and what I actually do now is crazy, and it's to a scale that I've never imagined before, and I can only imagine it getting bigger from here, which is why I always say you can only improve. I don't think you can ever go backwards. You can always improve on the base that you have, so don't let that stop you from doing things. The reason if you're shit now is should not be a reason for you to stop. You should take this base and improve on it and get better, because there's like wildcats, because you can't get worse, you can only get better. So yeah, if you're asking me if I've seen any progress in myself and my art and my conventioning, yes, I have. Am I planning on doing a comic like that in the future? I actually am, but I'm too much of a coward to do it. So all of you just keep pushing me to do it. Push. I need the validation. These two questions are very similar, so I'm going to squish them together. From Bang Chan and Amanda's Vowels is, all in all, what are your biggest art inspirations and what inspires you? What does your inspiration for art come from? I think I kind of put that in with Kidura's question back in the past, when I said that what motivates me to draw, what inspires me to draw is just everything here. Other artists really inspire me to draw, and that's something really strange, because I'm also a really competitive person. But when I am, you know, like, I can get competitive, but when I'm actually faced with an artist with sheer talent, it's just sheer undeniable talent. Like recently, and I brought her up once in this video already, Hiana Natsu, is because I found her speed paints recently, and in just 2 days I've been completely inspired and overwhelmed by her talent. And I'm not saying this in any way to say that she was born with this talent. I think the thing that inspires me the most is the fact that I could be like that. I could be like her. I could be like all these people on the wall if I just worked hard enough. You know, like, I think that's it. I think that's the core thing here. Like, the reason why I didn't get jealous or sad. I was just more like, I could do that. I have this weird belief in myself that I could do that if I just worked hard enough, if I just practiced hard enough, if I just did the things that I'm not good at, like drawing feet or just all these things. If I just kept working at it, eventually I would be as good or maybe even better than her. Like, that's the competitive side of me coming out a little bit. But yeah, that's what inspires me to draw. Everybody here, just the fact that, wow, they see me as a friend, they see me as a peer, and I don't want to let them down. I want to keep drawing, I want to keep making. I can't snap my fingers, and yeah, I just want to keep going. I just want to keep drawing. I just want to keep improving, and I want to keep making. I'm just gonna end this on a relatively cheesy note, but I don't give you guys enough credit. Just all your support. It's not just all these things on the wall. Your support, every single like, every single comment, every single view on my videos, every single thing that comes is just, you know, people say you shouldn't draw for anybody but yourself, and that's true, but at the same time the validation is lovely. And the fact that so many people asked questions is just, you know, you guys like me, I guess. You guys like interacting with me. You want to see more stuff. You want to drown me in questions. Make this the longest Q&A video I ever had, and just, that's intense, crazy. Just you guys are amazing. Every single one of you that supports me in the littlest or the biggest ways you can. You guys are my inspiration for my everyday. Not just art, but just every day. Just every single little thing that I do every day. And that's weird, but it's the truth. Yeah. So thank you. I wish I could end on that lovely note, but I have 2 questions left, which is the one from Spirit Bridgie Designs. What is your most favorite art piece you've ever sold? My personal favorite is the Night in the Woods print that I made, because it's for such a niche game, but it's one of my favorite games. I watch Jacksepticeye's playthrough of it when I get sad or stressed out, and I whipped up that print in like a feverish kind of like night overnight. Like after I finished watching Jacksepticeye's playthrough of it, I just sat down and just drew the sketch, and I loved the sketch so much, and the next day I just finished it, and it was crazy. And I just love everyone that stops by the table and sorry, I love everyone who stops by the table, points at it and goes, "That's Night in the Woods," and I'm like, hell yeah, that's Night in the Woods. So that's a personal favorite, Night in the Woods print. And the other one is probably my Undertale one, which is really funny because I've said this in previous videos where I'm just like, God, people are so thirsty for Sans, and that's why that print is so popular. But at the same time, that will always be the print that I sold out on the first day of MCM London, and I had to rush to print more from Bob, from DCS Printing. That is an experience that has never happened with any other print I've ever had. So yeah, that's definitely high up there in terms of like the experience it's given me. And I get to end the Q&A, lovely Q&A by the way, with this question, which is from Callum the Imp. Favorite meme? The meme that I would die for and give my entire soul for, the meme that I have already bought a t-shirt and it's on its way, is the Bongo Cat meme. I love it to pieces. That little cat, its music just touches me. fiber of its being, I would protect it with all my heart. So, and thank you everyone for so many questions. I didn't expect this to have this many questions when I started recording this, but I keep scratching my face. That's not very good. But thank you so much for all your lovely questions, and thank you again for 2,000 subscribers. Thank you so much. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.